So I wrote this book, Being Jewish After the Destruction of Gaza, because I looked around in the communities in which I live, and I saw so many really, really good people, thoughtful, decent, kind people, who seemed able to justify what Israel was doing in Gaza. And I kept kind of day after day, week after week, when I would just see again and again these horrifying images and these reports that were coming out about the scale of the utter destruction of human life in Gaza, I kind of was expecting that these people would say, enough, I can't take it anymore, I'm against it, this has to stop. And many of them did not. And if they had been crude people or people who I didn't think cared about the kind of things that I care about, or people who conducted themselves in an ethical way, maybe that would have been easier to understand. But it was the fact that something about Jewish communal discourse and Jewish communal life makes it possible, maybe makes it even easy, for people to a kind of segment off all of these good qualities. This sense of kindness, this belief in equality, the sense of revulsion at the destruction of human life, that essentially to sequester that, to segment that away, and basically come up with a series of talking points that I think, to me, on their face are utterly unconvincing, that allow them to be okay with what happened. That seemed to me to represent something that was really a very, very profound problem, that something had gone wrong in the way that Jews, many Jews, that we talk to each other and we think about ourselves as it relates to the state of Israel. And so the book was an effort to kind of understand this story that many Jews tell, that allows us to kind of block out the screams coming from Gaza, or justify them in ways that I think we never would if they were being committed by another country. And it's an effort to try to think about what a new story would be about who Jews are in the world, that would allow us to regain that moral sensitivity. I kept coming back as I was writing the book to this quote from Abraham Joshua Heschel, writing about Vietnam, where Heschel said that he could not open the Siddur, he could not open the Jewish prayer book without seeing images of children being napalmed in Vietnam. And I kept thinking about, what is it in our story that makes good people not be able to have that visceral moral response to what's being done with American weapons and in our name as Jews? And what different story might awaken that moral consciousness, that empathy, that sense of human solidarity, which is within the Jewish tradition, but I think tragically has been in some ways suppressed or overshadowed by a nationalist ideology that makes a state more important, more valuable, more sacred than the lives of all the people who live under its control.